Types of accounts. An account may be opened either as a single account or as a joint account. On the basis of mode of operation, joint account shall be of two types, namely joint A type to be operated by all the depositors or the surviving depositors jointly, and joint B type to be operated by any of the depositors or the surviving depositors severally. An account opened as a single account cannot be subsequently converted into a joint account or vice versa. A depositor in a single account under a savings scheme desirous of opening a joint account under the same savings schemes may do so subject to all the overall ceiling on the amount of deposit or the number of accounts applicable to that savings scheme. A depositor in a joint account under a savings scheme desirous of opening a single account under the same savings scheme may do so subject to the overall ceiling on the amount of deposit and the number of accounts applicable to the savings scheme. Payment of interest. The deposit made in an account shall earn interest at the rate as may be notified by the central government from time to time in respect of the savings schemes concerned. No interest shall be payable on the account opened or maintained or on a deposit made in contravention of these rules. Interest shall be calculated in the manner as provided in the savings scheme. If a depositor in a single account or any of the depositors in a joint account or either the guardian or minor depositor or a depositor who is person of unsound mind in an account opened on behalf of a minor or a person of unsound mind, as the case may be, subsequently becomes non-resident Indian during the period the account is in operation, the account shall earn interest at applicable rate till its maturity, and no interest after the date of maturity shall be payable on such accounts, and the benefits available to the depositor shall be available only on non-repatriation basis. If a depositor in a single account or any of the depositors in a joint account or either the guardian or minor depositor or depositor who is a person of unsound mind in an account opened on behalf of a minor or a person of unsound mind, as the case may be, ceases to be citizen of India, the account shall be closed or deemed to be closed from the last day of the month preceding the month in which the depositor ceases to be a citizen of India, and interest at the rate applicable to the post office savings account shall be payable on such accounts till its closure. An account which has matured but not closed, the eligible balance in the account shall continue to earn interest at the rate applicable to the post office savings account till the closure of the account. Any interest accredited erroneously to an account shall be reversed immediately on the detection of by the accounts office under written intimation to the depositor. Operation of an account opened in the name of a minor. An account opened in the name of a minor shall be operated by the guardian if opened by the guardian, the minor if opened by the minor. In case of an account opened in the name of a minor by the guardian and if the minor attains majority during the period the account is in operation, the account shall be operated by the depositor, and the depositor shall submit a revised application along with the documents required under sub-rule 2 of Rule 5 for opening of an account to the accounts office, and the signature of the depositor who has become major shall be attested on the revised application form by the guardian who opened the account. In the event of the death of the minor or a person of unsound mind, the eligible balance shall be paid to the nominee, provided that in case of accounts opened before the 1st April 2018 wherein no nomination was permissible, the eligible balance shall be paid to the guardian. In the event of death of the guardian, the succeeding guardian shall be eligible to operate the account of the minor or the person of unsound mind, as the case may be. Operation of an account by depositors suffering from physical infirmity or by differently abled persons, including persons with autism, cerebral palsy and mental retardation. A depositor who suffers from any physical infirmity or is with differently abled conditions making him incapable of operating the account himself may at the time of opening of account or subsequently operate, including withdraw his account through any literate individuals whom he authorizes for this purpose, provided that such authorization along with the extent of authorization shall be made in writing by the depositor to the authorized officer of the accounts office together with attested specimen signature and photograph of authorized individual. Authorization given under sub-rule 1 may be withdrawn or varied at any time by the depositor by submitting a fresh authorization. Withdrawal from an account. At the time of payment of maturity, proceeds or partial withdrawal or interest, the depositor shall affix his signature or thumb impression in the presence of the authorized officer who shall verify the identity of the person. In the case of an account opened on behalf of a minor or a person of unsound mind, any withdrawal during the minority or the lunacy of the depositor, as the case may be, shall be permitted to the guardian on furnishing certificate that the amount sought to be withdrawn is required for the use of Mr. or Mrs. Dash, who is minor or a person of unsound mind and is alive on this day. Payment of partial withdrawal of the eligible amount or payment of interest may be made by any of the means specified in Subrule 2 of Rule 19. Transfer of an account. An account opened under these rules may be transferred from one account office to another account office, whether under the same government savings bank or another anywhere in India, by submitting an application in Form 5 along with prescribed fees specified in Schedule 2 and passbook or savings certificate in original to the accounts office where the account is maintained or to the accounts office where the account is intended to be transferred. In case the application for transfer is submitted to an accounts office where the account is intended to be transferred, the said accounts office shall forward the request of the depositor to the accounts office where the amount is maintained for taking requisite action in this regard. In case of transfer of an account from one government savings bank to another, the account office where the account stands on receipt of such request shall effect the transfer immediately and forward the following original documents to the transferee accounts office, namely account opening form, specimen signatures of the depositors, particulars of nomination, identity documents, updated account statement or ledger, certified copy of savings certificate in case of savings certificate, pay order or demand draft in respect of the balance at the credit of the account, nomination. A depositor in a single account or the depositors in a joint account, as the case may be, shall nominate one or more individuals as nominee but not exceeding 4 individuals, who in the event of the death of the depositor in a single account or all the depositors in a joint account shall be entitled to receive the eligible balance. Such a nomination shall be made at the time of opening of the account by furnishing the following information in Form 10. Names of the nominees. Percentage share each nominee shall be entitled to. Whether the nominee shall receive the amount as a beneficiary with absolute and exclusive right of ownership or as a trustee for the benefit of the legal heirs of depositor. Where the nominee is a minor, the depositors making the nomination by furnishing the necessary particulars in Form 10 shall appoint an individual to receive payment of the eligible balance in the event of the death of the depositor during the minority of the nominee. The nomination made under Subrule 1 may be varied by the depositors by making a fresh application in Form 10 together with the passbook to the accounts office any time before the maturity of the account. In case of accounts, except those in the name of minor or a person of unsound mind opened before the 1st April 2018 and where no nomination has been made, the depositor shall do so immediately and in any case before the maturity of the account. In case of an account opened by a minor or on behalf of a minor or a person of unsound mind, as the case may be, the nomination shall be made by the guardian, who may nominate any individual including himself in this regard, provided that in respect of such accounts opened before the 1st April 2018, no nomination shall be allowed, and in the event of the death of the depositor, the eligible amount shall be paid to the guardian. Any nomination made under Subrule 1 shall stand cancelled under the following circumstances, namely death of all the nominee, transfer of the account as security under Rule 16. A fresh nomination shall be required to be made under the circumstances enumerated in Subrule 6. The thumb impression of an illiterate depositor at the time of making nomination under Subrules 1 and 7 or altering the nomination in terms of Subrule 3 shall be attested by 2 witnesses. No witness shall be required in case of a literate depositor for the purpose. Payment on the death of depositor. In the event of death of the depositor of a single account or of all the depositors in a joint account, the eligible balance in the account shall be payable as specified in Subrules 2 to 6. If a nomination made under Rule 14 is in force at the time of death of the depositor of a single account or all the depositors of a joint account, the nominee may make an application in Form 11 to the accounts office for payment of the eligible balance, and the application shall be accompanied by the proof of death of the depositor, and where any other nominee has also died, the proof of death of such nominee. If there are 2 or more surviving nominees, the eligible balance shall be paid in the proportion as specified by the depositor while making the nomination, and if no such promotion or share is specified, then in equal proportion to all the surviving nominees. If any nominee dies, a specified share in the eligible balance shall be distributed among the surviving nominees in the same proportion as their specified shares. Where the surviving nominee is a minor, the payment shall be made to a person appointed by a depositor under sub-rule 2 of Rule 14 to receive such payment, and if no such person has been appointed, to the guardian of the minor. If a depositor dies and there is no nomination in force at the time of his death, and probate of his will or letters of administration of his estate or a succession certificate as granted in the Indian Succession Act 1925 is not produced within 6 months from the death of the depositor to the authorized officer of the accounts office where the account stands, then if the eligible amount in the accounts does not exceed rupees 5 lakh, the authorized officer of the accounts office or the authority specified by the institution to which the accounts office belongs may pay the same to any person appearing to him as the rightful claimant and to his satisfaction to be entitled to receive the amount, or to administer the estate of the deceased on an application in Form 11 accompanied by the following documents, namely death certificate, passbook or deposit receipt or statement of account in original, affidavit in Form 13, letter of disclaimer in Form 14, bond of indemnity in Form 15. If the eligible amount in a deceased account is above 5 lakhs, the amount shall be paid by the accounts office to the claimant on submission of succession certificate issued by the court along with the following documents, namely claim form, passbook or deposit receipt or statement of account in original, death certificate of the account holder.